Happy anniversary, KBLA!
KBLA Talk 1580 is now celebrating 3 years of amplifying our voice and uplifting our community. We deeply appreciate your support of this radio station and will always do our level best to earn your support. Here's to many more years of loving and serving our community. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
I know it gonna happen without you.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question asks, what's meant by the term flying monkeys in the context of narcissism? So, flying monkeys are essentially agents of the narcissist, people that carry out requests or sometimes orders made by the narcissist. Sometimes because they have to, like in an employment situation, if the narcissist is their boss. Some because they want to, so they may be sadistic or share the same goal as the narcissist, and some because they are manipulated into doing so. Now, in clinical practice, I use the term agents instead of flying monkeys, and there are a few reasons for this. So you may be thinking that one of the reasons is because I tend to avoid colloquial terms, and this is correct, but there's actually a couple other reasons as well. The main reason I use agents instead of flying monkeys is the age of the reference. So the flying monkey reference goes back to the movie The Wizard of Oz that was released in 1939, and you could even say further back to a book written in 1900, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, which called the characters winged monkeys, not flying monkeys. So because both of those references, of course, are quite old, I've noticed a lot of people don't get them. They've never seen the movie, or if they did see the movie, they don't remember the winged monkeys. And I've only met a few people that have ever read that book from 1900, right? So that just goes out the window. All we really have is the movie, and again, not enough people have seen that movie. Now, the last reason I use agents instead of the term flying monkey is because in the movie, the 1939 movie, The Wizard of Oz, the winged monkeys didn't talk, and it wasn't clear why they followed orders. The orders issued by the Wicked Witch of the West. So intent is really an important facet of the narcissistic agent construct. So if we don't know the intent, that really makes it confusing, makes it hard to figure out what the flying monkey or the agent is really up to. Now, interestingly, in the book, the winged monkeys were forced to follow orders because of a spell that was attached to this golden cap. And the winged monkeys had this spell cast upon them because they threw a prince in a river, right? So there's a lot to it. So they were mischievous winged monkeys, and they got into some trouble. And whoever had this golden cap...
What if your mama is the winged monkey? I know people don't want to have a real conversation, but I'm going to force it. What if your sister circle or your brother circle are the winged monkeys? You trying to tell me your whole sister circle or your whole brotherhood circle are not toxic? Nobody in there is toxic? Right. What if your mama got a 9-foot wingspan? Huh? Just come on. What if you surround your people or you surround yourself with people that only agree with you? Are yes men flying monkeys? Do you have psychological yes men in your circle? Yes men and women.
people that won't hold you accountable, people that won't call you to the floor. See, I'm tired of the superficial calling to the floor. See, what most people will acknowledge as their fault is their choice. Well, you know, I chose them, so I'll take responsibility for choosing. No, you didn't choose them, because if you had better spiritual sense, you wouldn't have chose them. Or let me say it a better way. If you were more spiritually evolved, you wouldn't have needed them in your life at that time. Every situation that hurt you, that brought you some kind of angst, that brought you some type of anxiety was divinely tuned for you to have in that moment. You only want to say it when you're happy, though. You don't want to say it when you're disappointed. You don't want to say it when you're frustrated, when you feel betrayed, when you're let down. See, it's divinely tuned when it's all good. But when it ain't so good, the devil is busy. Don't you know the devil is on God's payroll? Don't you know the devil has no power without God signing the bottom of his spiritual check? I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but that's what it is. Huh? Maybe God sent you the spiritual irritant not for you to break up with them, with that particular person, but maybe for you to break up with your toxic flying circle crew, that flying monkey crew, the minion crew. Maybe that person was supposed to raise you, elevate you in some way to where you see the world a little bit differently. I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but it's fine. We got callers on the line. Let's get these callers in here. Kenny, Detroit, get in here.
What up, though?
What up, though? Detroit in the building, man. What are your thoughts?
Oh, man, I'm going to be brief. I feel like I'm amongst a lot of flying monkeys in my group chat. You know, I have a brotherhood that I joined about 2 years ago. These cats, man, it's weird because nobody moves unless, you know, one person is in the conversation. Or my family chat. I've left my family chat like 5-6 times. They keep adding me to it. And then they add me to it as if they want me a part of a conversation, but never, you know, interact, you know, never respond. It's still like a lot of narcissism in there. I don't know if that's related to flying monkeys, but I feel like it's a similarity there.
Probably. But you ain't gave me enough information. Give me more. What are they doing that resembles what flying monkeys do?
I mean, just the fact that it takes one person, which is, you know, could be that narcissist person, to take action for everybody else to, you know, follow suit. Like all the flying monkeys, they gravitate towards him, and if you're not that person, you don't get recognized. You don't get.
It sounds like you
responded to.
Yeah, you know? It sounds like you're describing followers, people who just follow blindly. But a flying monkey is in support, blindly or willingly, in support of the narcissist's agenda, right? So you have some flying monkeys that might just be a follower, like you said. They might just like this person. They might be drawn to them. But that doesn't necessarily mean the person they're drawn to is, in fact, a narcissist. Do you understand?
Right.
Right. It doesn't mean that. We talking about how you're in a toxic relationship. It's a toxic relationship with a toxic person who refuses to take accountability for any of the wrongdoing they've done in the relationship. And in order to maintain that position, they recruit, enlist, and gather an army of people, whether they're friends, co-workers, acquaintances, family members, whatever, to reinforce the narrative that they've been gaslighting you with. That's a flying monkey.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
For sure.
Right. Kenny, guess what you just did, good brother?
Brought Motown.
Motown in the building, man. Hey, you know you got a seat at the table anytime you want to call my brother Kenny. You brought Detroit, Michigan in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I'm going to say it again. I know you don't want to hear it, but Satan, Lucifer, the devil, Beelzebub is God's flying monkey. Ooh, I know you don't want to hear that. I know that doesn't feel right. It don't sit right, but you better go back to Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, and understand that God is in control of everything according to God. 45:7. He said, I create light, I create darkness, I create good, I create calamity. I create it all. All of this is done by me. That's what God himself said. The devil ain't got no power. I'm trying to tell y'all now. Y'all don't want to hear it, but there it is. We got callers on the line. People want to talk about it. Attila, Houston, Texas, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Uncle Zoe.
Yeah.
Listen, when you sent me this topic earlier, I was like, oh, I don't think you understand how much our lives parallel. You feel me? That's why I call you my aunt, because it's that real. It's spiritual.
Word.
But I will say, I'm serious. I'm like really serious. But I will say this. When the head is sick, the whole body is sick. So watch your connection. Right? Y'all got mutual friends, mutual acquaintances. It's all good. So you call them out. So let me break down a couple of things.
I'm going to sit back.
Being a flying monkey, what that represents and denotes to me is a lack of authenticity. I've been talking all day. Lord, help me. That's to throw the rock and hide your hand. They're cosplaying the do-gooder under the guise of fairness, because we got to be fair, right? Everybody deserves grace. Everybody deserves a chance. No, they don't. Let me continue. Flying monkeys will never enjoy the spoils of war. What do I mean by that? There is a carrot to be dangled at all times. The same carrot that the narcissist dangled in front of your face as their partner is the same one that they dangle in front of the face of the flying monkeys. So what does that look like? That's validation. That's acknowledgement. Sometimes, guess what? It's get back. So if you have a vendetta against me and, you decide to link up with my now defunct person, it's a wrap in your mind, right? Because I have an itch and you're going to scratch it. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, right? The only thing is, what the flying monkey doesn't realize is that dynamic is parasitic. They will use you till they can't use you no more. There is no spoils of war. I cannot talk. I've been talking. Oh, that's the problem. There are no spoils of war for the flying monkeys. I'm just saying. And I've seen this in multiple capacities of life. The next thing, one-sided loyalties disable your ability to transcend your lessons. So any of the flying monkeys listening to me right now, listen to me real good. All right? Agreeing to give egoic-based support to receive supply, that's only racking up karma for you. If you can actually sit there and watch someone else suffer, even if you don't know the full context of the situation, something is wrong with you. I'm going to keep going. Deterioration of amicable relationships that would elevate you is the reason why you're stuck with that narcissist, if you'd like to know. Right? You have people in your life that could bring you to a certain place, but instead, you would rather rely on your comfortability instead of leaning into the discomfort that you feel with the person that can elevate you. Part of the reason why you hate that person is not because they did anything to you in particular, but it's more because you hate your position in life.
Keep going.
You hate your spiritual positioning. And so now you transfer that hate onto your intended target. But let me just tell you this. You feel like you have a superiority of viewpoint because you think you're pulling the strings. You do not. Cords are meant to be cut. All right? So closed hearts do not align with wisdom. And the issue with that is that if you have a hardened heart or a closed heart, that's your eye. That is your third eye. So in trying to blind people to someone else's goodness by elevating yourself, all you're doing is further deceiving your own self. So it's a really nasty feedback loop. And one last thing that I want to mention. Let me see when I got here on my little notes. I would say that your one-sided loyalties are really just a justification of the harm that you're doing to someone else. And so you already have a damaged perception of yourself, so you think nothing of damaging the perception that someone has of another person. But let me just say this. If you're in a relationship peonage type of system.
Relationship peonage.
Yes.
Don't do that to them people. You better tell them what peonage is. Come on. I love that. She said relationship peonage. Come on.
It's servitude. So this is what I mentioned this in the chat, that flying monkeys are like people who come to work with the promise of pay but never receive it. Mimi says they're volunteers. I say it's peonage. You're promised one thing but given another consistently. And so can this happen to someone, unbeknownst? Can they be blind to that? Sure. But what they're not blind to is the potential supply. And so to me, that is where they hold their karma.
Attila.
Yes.
Guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the deal. 1-800-920-1580.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit LAFLA.org. LAFLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
smoking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser, raising hell with the flavor, terrorize the jam like troops in Pakistan, swinging through your town like your neighborhood Spider-Man. So tick-tock and keep ticking, while I get you flipping off the shit I'm kicking. The Lone Ranger, co-ed, danger, deep in the dark with the art to rip the charts apart. The vandal, too hot to handle your battle. You're saying goodbye like Devin Campbell. Roughneck, Inspector Dex on the set. The rebel, I make more noise than heavy metal. The way I make the crowd go wild. Sit back, relax, won't smile. Ray got it going on, pal. Call me the rap assassinator. Rhymes rugged and built like Schwarzenegger. And I'ma get mad deep like a threat. Blow up your project, then take all your assets. Cause I came to shake the frame in half with the thoughts that bomb like math. So if you wanna try to flip, yo, flip on the next man. Cause I'll grab the clip and hit you with 16 shots and more. I got going to war with the melting pot. It's the Method Man for short, Mr. Meth. Move it on your left, and set it off, get it off, let it off like a gat. I wanna break food, cop me back. Small change, they putting shame in the game. I take game and blow the out the frame and like bang.
Hello, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, survivor, advocate, and certified trauma recovery coach from DanaArcuri.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any new content. And if you are returning, welcome back. I hope you're having a lovely day. Today's message is called 10 Things a Narcissist and Flying Monkeys Fear You Will Do. They are terrified of you. Oh, yes, they are. So the narcissist and the flying monkeys are absolutely terrified of what you will do, what you will say, and they are mostly fearful of the truth. So no matter how they twist and fabricate facts, the truth will always come to light. And I'm going to start this video with a lovely message from the most empowering woman I know, Brene Brown. She speaks a lot about transparency, vulnerability, and authenticity. And so she says, when I look at narcissism through the vulnerability lens, I see shame-based fear of being ordinary. I see the fear of never feeling extraordinary enough to be noticed, to be lovable, to belong, and to cultivate a sense of purpose. And now let's get started on the 10 things the narcissist and flying monkeys are fearful that you will say and do. And so they despise and are terrified of confrontation. The narc and flying monkeys are afraid of you confronting them with facts, with evidence. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of evidence through the years. They can't stand when you call them out on their bad behaviors. Number 2, the narcissist and the flying monkeys are very scared of you catching on to them. They are afraid of you discovering their covert tactics of manipulation, gaslighting, and abuse. They do not like it one bit when you educate yourself about many different things. So there's a long list. I'll give a few. When you educate yourself about narcissistic personality disorder, when you do some research and you find out about the signs of narcissistic abuse and or psychological abuse and manipulation, they do not like it when you go on a healing journey and you start seeking emotional support, when you are doing the hard work of the trauma recovery, and they don't like any of this. Number 3, the narc and flying monkeys are terrified of truth seekers and whistleblowers. That's right, you and me. The narcissist and flying monkeys are very, very intimidated, like highly terrified of truth seekers and whistleblowers. They have something to fear because we are going to shed the light on the darkness. We're not going to keep the family.
Yup, the voice of reason. I'm not gonna take my foot off the gas. Tavis done let the wild lion out the cage, man. I'm free now. He done let me loose. He done gave me a show. Boy, I'm finna every day I'm gonna be on y'all. Every day I'm going to hit you upside your head with topics you wasn't even ready to even listen to. I'm going to do this all the time because this is happening every day to people being manipulated. Oh, my God, your story matters more than the other person's story. Oh my goodness. You're you're in a game of victim comparison. I'm more of a victim than you are. You hurt me more than I hurt you. Oh, you got to win. That's one thing the narcissist has to do is win. And then they recruit others to say, you deserve to win. You know that? You deserve to be the winner. Huh? Oh, Lord. Boy, it's happening to everybody, ain't it? We got callers on the line that want to talk about a truemonger, Dallas, Texas. Get in here.
Yes, sir.
Man, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Oh, boy.
That means it's good. Oh, man.
These folks kind of bother me. They kind of insult my spirit. Mm-hmm. And I do my best to keep so-called flying monkeys away from me. Because if I have a circle around me, I want my circle to be able to keep me grounded. I don't need my circle just to gas me up just for the sake of gassing me up. I don't need people like that around me. I won't do that to myself, let alone have somebody just be a cheerleader for no reason around me. I think a lot of people have been conditioned to act like that, just to keep other people's egos boosted. It's not good. It's not good for anybody to do that. It's not good to always have your ego boosted up to an insane level to where you can't be in touch with reality anymore. And it's not good for people to gas you up like that just so they can feel important.
Right.
I mean, it annoys me when I see it because I can't say the words I would use on the air. But,
I hear you struggling. It's okay, brother. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it just gets annoying to see it. You know, it's almost sad in a way. Well, it's not almost. It is sad. Because, like, people are scared to think for themselves. They feel like they have to do that just to feel like they have some sort of importance or some sort of value. And it's not necessary. Like I said, people have been conditioned to do that. People are conditioned to do that on their jobs.
Nah, you know what's crazy? You got me thinking over here, bro. And that's why I love you as a caller, man, because you make me think. You got people who try to diagnose other people as narcissists. First off, based off of what you just said, guess what? You could be a hard-headed man or woman and still not be a narcissist. Right?
Yeah, I was raised by one.
Right? You could be, I can honestly admit, I'm hard-headed. I don't be listening. People be asking me, hey, can you do this? You know, I'm talking about women that I've been with. They've been like, yo, I'm trying to, but you so hard-headed. But now I'm starting to realize that maybe my hard-headedness is a defense against manipulation. Stay with me. Don't leave, Truemonger. When we come forward, I'm going back to Dallas, Texas.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. President Biden will sit down for an exclusive one-on-one interview with NBC News anchor Lester Holt. The interview will air Monday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. This comes as the president is under growing scrutiny over his age and whether he can defeat Donald Trump in November. A handful of House Democrats have called on the president to drop out of the race to allow another Democrat to step in. Biden has doubled down on his commitment to stay in the race and serve another term. Maryland Governor Wes Moore is proposing nearly $150 million in spending cuts barely a week into the new fiscal year. In an op-ed in the Baltimore Sun, Moore, who is black, said the targeted and strategic cuts are needed to address looming financial shortfalls. At the same time, Moore is proposing an increase in funding for two areas, health care and child care. The Maryland Board of Public Works will vote on the proposed reductions at its July 17th meeting. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Hi, we're Companion Insurance Agency. Never heard of us? We know. But to help it stick that our local agents are insurance experts, we're going to say local agent 3 times in the next 5 seconds. Local agent, local agent, local agent.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
KBLA Talk 1580 is now now celebrating 3 years of amplifying our voice and uplifting our community. We deeply appreciate your support of this radio station and will always do our level best to earn your support. Here's to many more years of loving and serving our community. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
Oh, it gonna happen without you.
Looks like Bobby needs a ride again.
Grab the keys.
Let's take our auntie to the swap meet.
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, do it all in a Chevy SUV. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8% must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes,
why should we be silent?
Turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey LA, today I'm here to talk to you about Grid Alternatives, which is a nonprofit in LA that focuses on renewable energy. We serve communities who have been left out of the renewable energy sector. We offer paid job training, and in 13 weeks, you can become a solar installer. 80% of our graduates get hired into the industry, and once you're hired in the industry, you stop at a high, medium income. That could be $20 an hour or more. 80% of our graduates get hired into the industry. Call today so you don't be left out at 323-861-0105 or gridalternatives.org, gridalternatives.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hello. Meanie, 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 meanie.
What?
Meanie, 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 meanie.
What?
Meanie, 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 meanie.
You gotta do that again.
Yeah. Meanie, 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 meanie.
What?
Meanie, 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 meanie.
What?
Meanie, 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 meanie. Okay. Hello, it's the soul. Trooping in with the jungle patrol. And this one's about the KOs, the knockouts out there who's holding my blood.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Now just wait. We're gonna talk about Buddy on this plate. But before we let the herd out the gate, make sure all the levels are straight out the jungle.
The jungle, the brothers, the brothers. De La Soul, from the soul. Black medallions, no gold. Hanging out with Pars, hanging out with Mace. Buddy, 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 all in my face.
For the lap, Jim Browski must wear a cap, just in case the young girl likes to clap. Aim for the win, but before I begin, I'll initiate the buddy with a slap.
Now for the next, I'm the cutie from a tribe called Quest. And when I quest for the buddy, I don't fret.
So this month's workshop is on enabling. I can't underestimate how important it is to understand what enabling is about. It's absolutely an impediment to people healing. And this workshop's going to take on a lot of different things. You know, what enabling is, what it's not, who's the most vulnerable to it, what it looks like in an intimate relationship, in a workplace relationship, in a family. We're going to talk about the different kinds of enablers. And then we're going to talk about sort of how, in some ways, the enabling styles might even intersect with your style, like some of your, for example, your family role patterns or your vulnerabilities to narcissism, but more than anything, how it shows up in different relationships. One of the most crucial ways that enabling can really affect a person is how it affects self-blame. You know, what's so hard about narcissistic abuse is so many people blame themselves, right? This is my fault, or it must be something I'm doing because this does not make sense. And just when you might come out and stick your head over the wall like, no, now I see it. It's narcissistic personality. I got it. Then the enablers start coming in. Oh, you're making too big a deal. What are you talking about? This is what marriages are like. You should cut them some slack. Who do you think you are? On and on and on. This workshop's going to break all of this down because I think that you cannot understand how to heal from a narcissistic relationship until you really understand the influence of enabling in your life. This is a 1-hour workshop. You know, I always go a little longer, so it's called an hour 15, but it's a 1-hour workshop. And in order to watch it, you do have to be a member of my healing community, which means you'll need to sign up for a monthly subscription plan, and you can cancel it at any time if you don't want to continue with the membership. So feel it out. You like it? Great. If you don't like it, great. That's totally fine. Now, as part of your membership, you will also get 3 journal prompts a week, all meant to sort of facilitate the process.
I love her. I love Dr. Ramani's work, man. And listen, man, everybody has a story. Everybody has a perspective. Everybody has a side. I think when you're dealing with people that you love, there should be mutual respect for the differences in each person's framing of the story. But at the same time, when you're dealing with someone who is a covert narcissist, a grandiose narcissist, a malignant narcissist, when you're dealing with someone who's in perpetual victimhood mode, who refuses to accept accountability, then not only do you have to distance yourself from those people, I think what's more important is you have to distance yourself from the agents that they send after you. And how do you deal with flying monkeys? You got to be firm with your boundaries. You have to make sound boundaries. A boundary turns into a cloundry when you allow your insecurities to help build the boundary. Right? When you allow your fear, your insecurity, your psychological wounds, your post-traumatic stress, post-slave disorder, all that. When you allow all those unhealed aspects of yourself to help build a boundary, it will be made using the material of fear, which makes it a cloundry. This is how you clown yourself, because eventually that wall is going to be weak based on the materials used. You have to create a soundry, something that is created from a space of total self-acceptance, self-awareness, self-approval, self-love, and not in the egoic sense. So you have to be firm with boundaries. You have to avoid confrontation, as it can create more drama, right? You got to get support from trusted loved ones or mental health professionals. And I would even say ditch the loved ones first, because the loved ones are by default biased. You want objectivity when looking at the mess you've been through. You don't want, and you know people gonna love on you because you they people. So sometimes just don't start with the loved ones. Get the clinical help, the mental health professional involved. And I like to combine. I like mental health professionals and spiritualists to come in and do the work. And then you got to document any incidents of abuse/harassment, as this could be useful if you involve the authorities. You got to limit your contact as much as you can, because they're going to muster the Rohirrim. They're going to muster the Rohirrim. It's going to be a whole group of people coming at you, talking about you, trying to smear your name. That's what's going to happen, because that's what perpetual victims like to do. But never once do you hear them say openly and honestly, I created this mess I'm in. You rarely hear that. All right, let's get these callers on. True Monger, I want to get your final thought, brother.
Yes, sir. Like we were saying earlier, it kind of opens your mind up after experiencing the flying monkeys in your life for so long. You begin to recognize it almost turns into like a spider sense when you can sense one coming, trying to get involved with you. And it might be decent people, but you know, some might be going on with them mentally or spiritually. And if you want them, if you keep them in their life, I say don't be afraid to let them know or express your concern with them acting in the way that they may be acting towards you. Because if you got healthy, what's the word? You got healthy. If you care about yourself enough so that you don't need yes people around you, you should be able to have an open dialogue with them, to be honest with them, and hopefully they'll be able to accept it, or they have to learn how to accept certain things about themselves that they may have been neglecting. But until they're willing to do that, people are going to continue to seek them out, and people are going to continue to seek that position.
Right.
But it's going to take some help, some time, but they're going to need to. If they want to change it, they're going to have to be willing to do it.
Right. Right. I love it, brother. Guess what you just did, True Meezy?
I just brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the building. We going right back to Dallas. Reverend L in the building. Dallas, Texas. Lord Reverend L, speak to us, good brother. What are your thoughts?
Oh man, it's big tonight. It's big. I want to say good evening to everybody. I've been learning so much on this topic. Man, I just heard what homeboy said, and I'm just thinking. Like he just said a minute ago, yeah, spidey sense will go off once you start seeing people that those flying monkeys come around. It's easy for you to get away from them. But what triggered me real quick was, what if those people don't have that spidey sense? What's going to happen then? So, like myself, I'm just like homeboy. I can see, like, man, nah, you on that BS right now. I can't deal with it. So I was just thinking, what made me get to that point? What makes us level up to get past that?
I'm going to answer that for you. You know what that is?
All right.
See, yesterday I talked about the codependent having a type of supply just like the narcissist. The codependent is addicted to worthiness, to approval, to acceptance. The louder the wound, the quieter the spidey sense. When you quiet the worthiness wound down internally by acknowledging, A, I have it, B, I am worthy, been worthy. I just been looking for the worth in the wrong place. See, the codependent, self-love deficient. Well, if you're deficient in something, you're going to go fishing for something. Do you understand? Come on, Reverend, can I get an amen? When you're deficient in something, you're going to go fishing for something. And that's what the codependent does. They go fishing for worthiness. They go fishing for approval. How do I know this? Because I've been guilty of doing it to myself. You got to love me. I'm lovable. I'm a good person. You can't say I'm a bad. What are you saying? I'm a human being. I make mistakes. You got to forgive me. Come on. No. See, this is why the codependent and the narcissist are soulmates, right? This is why they're drawn to each other, because within each other, they hold the answer for each other. Do you see?
Yes, sir.
So
I'm taking notes.
Exactly. So that's why this thing, people pleasing, and please acknowledge my goodness. Please see that I'm really not a bad person. Hell to the no more of that. You turn that down. And when you turn that down, because you've recognized what it is, and how do you turn it down? Through non-judgmental, empathetic observation. If that part of you can operate in silent, behind closed doors and behind the scenes, it's going to dictate how you gravitate to things that are going to agitate that wound. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. It's dark when you're by yourself. It's dark when you're by yourself, and you got to sit in your own stuff and notice that's what you need to try to get past. Like you said, those wounds, they don't want to feel that. Man, I really appreciate all of this, because I've noticed, again, I'm not co-signing your BS, and I don't want you around me if you're trying to co-sign stuff with me just to be close to me, because that's not true. You're being false with me. So it's going to come out eventually.
Reverend, I got to tell you this because you're sparking it. If somebody tries to enlist you as a wound caretaker, that's a manipulator. It's not my job to be the caretaker of your wounds. It's just not. We're not here for that. And so many people are so broken and so hurt and so victimized and so everything that the only way they're going to be happy if somebody puts their damn wound in a bassinet. I'm not here to do that. Do you understand? I'm here to reflect back to you what is yours to reconcile internally. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, you're too loud right now.
I'm too loud.
Too loud.
My bad. Go ahead, finish your thought, good brother.
Yeah, man. I like I said, I'm soaking in all this information. I'm just looking at exactly what you just said now, because it's easy to fall into that trap, especially like Jay had said earlier. Like, just leave. If somebody's trying to recruit you to be a flying monkey, just leave them alone or whatever like that. But if that person is dealing with that person in a romantic way or in another type of way, they're trying to gain something, then they're gonna try to bargain those values to see how far they can kind of deal with that person, to see how far they can get. So hey, somebody tell you a little joke, you might fake laugh at it or whatever. That's still a flying monkey, because you're not being genuine with yourself. Wow. You're trying to use that to try to gain something from that person. So it's a real tricky game, man. It's real tricky, and I have to stay on my P's and Q's about it, because I'm seeing this, and it's gonna make me have my eyes even more peeled.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you. Reverend L, guess what you did?
Brought Dallas, Texas in the building.
Dallas, Texas in the building. When we come forward, we going to Atlanta, GA. Let's get it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Are you a small business struggling with the rising cost of healthcare for your employees? Are you considering offering healthcare benefits to your employees? It's a complex issue and can be difficult to understand and navigate. Chase Bank is here to help. Join us Wednesday, July 17th at the Chase Crenshaw Community Center to learn from experts from Covered California and answer questions about health benefits options for your business. Experts will discuss tax credits, the California health insurance market, and new options for small businesses. For more information and to register, stop by the Crenshaw Community Center or call 323-299-2641. Again, 323-299-2641. Chase Bank is here to help.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
SoCal on July 14th. Big 3. We're back. The world's greatest basketball in the summer. The Big 3. There's simply no comparison, no competition.
They not like us.
That's right, they not like us. We own the summer with our traditional hard-nosed brand of basketball. The Big 3, founded by Ice Cube. It's professional 303 basketball with former NBA greats and Hall of Fame coaches. Come out to the Honda Center July 14th. Hang with your homeboy Ice Cube and watch the greatest game in the summer. It's your homeboy Ice Cube. It's the Big 3, Season 7. The hottest game of the summer. I'll be in the house with your favorite Big 3 players and Hall of Fame coaches. Get your tickets at big3.com/tickets. Oh, yay.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Shit real right here. Rockefeller. Lock. Taking the streets over, motherfuckers. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. Hey yo. Yo, shut the fuck up before I blast and ban from TV your ass with no mask. Look at the camera like what? Yeah, I did it like a sick white boy in the cold committed to the death of me. I spaz like I'm on ecstasy. Drop 100 bars for real, like I'm looking for a deal. If I ain't hungry, who the fuck is? I'm worse than them African kids. I ain't straight, so my numbers match the Motorola biz. And walk the streets of NY like I'm a kid. If I ain't strapped, that means I took them off my Nikes. Get off mine, y'all talk shit like little children. Wanna ride mine like bitches when I walk up in the building. Cause I catch tans in the winter with wild horse, jet skiing, while you keep warm in corner store.
Did your narcissist or toxic person in your life, did they ever accuse you of being a narcissist? Did they ever accuse you of doing the things that they were doing? Hey guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ben Taylor. I run Raw Motivations, and I'm on this channel and several others to provide awareness about narcissism, to help provide healing, growth, and change for people out there who've been abused by a narcissist, who've been abused by a toxic person, and they're not sure what to do. I work with people in 3 different stages, and that's working with them in the trauma bond, like trying to figure out how to get out of the relationship, or once they've gotten out, how to change their mindset.
And listen, we just up against the clock. I wanted that clip to play longer, but I got another caller, and my caller takes priority. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. Get in here.
I wish I knew what to say, man. I'm just in here smiling, trying not to choose violence still. I'm with that. I'm down to go 8 doo-doo.
Right. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Yeah, man. But I believe maybe one of the more politically correct things I could offer up is that, and for the most part, it's like, we want to have our circle help to vet out, those you engage with on a more intimate level, and that's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I dare offer the challenge, though, too. Just like, at the end of the day, for the most part, everybody in your past that you end up breaking up with, like everybody in your circle signed off on them.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come in, I'm not necessarily looking to get a stamp of approval from anybody like that. I mean, respectfully, yes. It's just, you're not signing up for a situation to where outsiders, people outside of your partner in that sense, or your potential partner, are the ones making the decision. Because I don't want you shirking the responsibility of who's going to be here present with me as we move forward and build our life together.
Right.
So that's a little tricky thing. Like, you want to make sure that the person that you're dealing with is capable, fully aware of, and willing to make decisions on their own. You know what I'm saying? You want wise counsel, but at the end of the day, as long as you owning, your capacity to be the one that's like, yo, I hear this and I hear that, or I can be influenced by this, I can be informed by that. All these different factors, but at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to make a choice, make a decision, have an experience, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all that monkey business is just out there. So, but we can do the monkey thing for real. I'm out here for real.
Hey, brother, let me just say this, nephew. I always appreciate you when you call in. Thank you, man. Long time no hear from, and I want to hear from you tomorrow, all right?
I got you. Want love to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Krishnamurti. You thought you was going to get a show without him? Wrong. Does a human being know the responsibility he has to himself and to all of mankind? Responsibility, unconsciously, enters into the irresponsible mind. Listen, you are supposed to live your life truly, authentically, but you can't do that until you become accountable. Even at the galactic level, and on the galactic level, there's great expanses of time. Do you know in 4.5 billion years, the Andromeda galaxy will collide with our own, and the two black holes that are at the center of each of those galaxies will merge together? I want you to go to the internet and look up the video showing how this model of these two galaxies are going to collide. It happens all the time. But one thing's for sure, it's going to create a new galaxy. So that would mean the two galaxies are co-creators. Don't you know you with all your mess of stars, all your mess of scars, all your mess of wounds, you guys are orbiting around each other, getting ready to collide. We are co-creators of this relationship. Nobody is just the victim. We got to work together now. Listen, I started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. My week ends tomorrow. I'm going to have another slapper. We going to be on fire. I hope to see y'all. Deuces.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Ray Harris, and here's the latest